Welcome back to another episode of Broke Through Ganja Smoke with me, Miss Pearl. Quick story, I feel like I done gave myself heartburn or something. And I had these little crab cakes from BJ's. I should have known. I should have known. They're kind of nasty. The little small ones, like a 10 pack in a black box. I won't buy them again. They're so nasty, I had to eat one of the little oranges to get that damn nasty taste out my mouth, but it just is what it is. This episode is called Dance with My Father, and it comes from Luther Vandross. This is my perspective on missing that granddaddy spirit. So it's been about 1 year. It's coming up on a year since my twin flame's grandfather passed. And when his grandfather passed, it kind of got to me. It was really getting to me. So if you don't know what a twin flame is, it's two halves of one soul in two different bodies, two different experiences to meet in one lifetime or the other. But this person pretty much mirrors your life. Like their life mirrors your life. And you're like, you be wondering if you got set up. So this year makes it 9 years since my grandfather passed. And when my twin flames grandfather passed, it made me realize that I never really grieved my grandfather's passing. So my grandfather died 1 month, and then I found out about Rose the next month. So there was really no time. I spent a lot of time crying when I was pregnant with Rose, but I never really grieved his passing. Then I got news that one of my neighbors passed, like a little less than 2 weeks ago, I believe. And he had that granddaddy spirit. He was funny as shit. Like, I can still hear his voice. I would see him and my whole mood would just change because I knew that he was coming to with something funny. I knew that I was going to get a good laugh. And like I said, he had that granddaddy spirit. So, people like that are rare. People that come into your life like that are rare. He told stories about his grandkids. He would talk about how he bought one this and bought that one this. And then he went to this place with this one. And, he always talked about his grandkids. One year, I remember, well, it was last Christmas, he was donating two toys to the toy drive. And he had, I think it was a Barbie set for girls. I'm not really sure. But he had this Hot Wheels set. And it was the Hot Wheels that had the big, it had like two tractor trailers with it. So you were supposed to try to see how many cars you can get on the tractor trailers. So instead of a truck, it was a shark and I think a dragon for the other one. So I think it was like a shark and a dragon. I don't remember. The toys are. Yeah, it was a dragon and a shark. I can see them now. And he was donating one. And I was like, it just made me feel like a kid all over again. I was like, oh my gosh, you're about to donate this? I was like, this looks so cool. I buy Hot Wheels cars for my kids. And we get excited when we see Hot Wheels cars in the stores. And man, this would be so great to have. And then he bought me one. And I felt like a kid all over again. And when he bought in the one that he was donating, like I was excited about it like it was mine. So then when he actually bought me one, like I know he felt how happy I was. Like I was tearing up when he bought it to me because You know what I'm saying? I haven't had a grandfather around for a while to buy me anything. So I know he felt that. And it just takes me back to being a child, and he helped to also release some grief that I hadn't released in regards to my grandfather. You know, when I heard that he passed, it really got to me. Like, it really got to me. I even thought about my great grandfather. You know what I'm saying? How many people get to meet their great grandfather? It made me do a lot of reflecting on, the last time I seen my grandfather, and then, how he was with us when we were kids. And both of my grandparents are gone. And then, of course, it made me, or thoughts about my father did or does come up because, I mean, it's my father. And then recently, my daughter asked to meet my father, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, all right, God, I can't make nobody do something they don't want to do. And if I didn't have him growing up, and ain't nothing changed between then and now, like, so it's sad when a grandfather don't have that granddaddy spirit. It is a sad story. I'm not mad at my father about it. I'm just saying it's a sad story. I can use my own story as an example to what I'm talking about. And maybe I'll arrange something. I just It's sad when you gotta set boundaries like that. But hey, boundaries be saving lives. Okay? It saved one person from getting their ass whipped, and it saved the other one from going to jail sometimes. Okay? That's why boundaries are important. But anyway, back to my neighbor that passed. I had to cry it out because it just made me realize that I do be missing that granddaddy spirit. And it's crazy because, I work in property management, and I hate to see um, the older folks getting taken advantage of by their grandkids, running their fucking credit down the drain, tearing up their material things. Then I had that car forever, and that car been in mint condition. Now you got it, and it's toe up. It's sad. Maybe I need to set different. Well, I said I'm gonna start setting my intentions before I smoke and before I meditate. Maybe I need to set them on continuing to grieve because I don't know who else is grieving through me, especially, like my great grandfather was my mother's grandfather. You know what I'm saying? So she knows how it feels to not have her grandfather and her father. So to get the news that my neighbor had passed, like it really. So if you have grandparents who are good to you, just fucking be good to them because it's sad what people be doing to their own fucking grandparents. I mean, even I dip for a brick, but life always comes back in full circle. So, but hey, what do I know? Maybe you got something from it. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you'll be back next week. Maybe you won't. Either way, this has been Growth Through Ganja Smoke with me, Miss Pearl.